Check, 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 check. Go ahead and sure. Say who you are. Who are you and who are you with?
Magandang umaga mga kababayan. Ako po ay si Josephine Arjo Turner, and I serve as the secretary and as well as the Galing Foundation Mindanao Outreach Director. I'm here today, of course, this is our many years of celebration of the Filipino-American History Month in the state of Georgia. And I'm so thankful to be here with my kids. They're in the other room actually, because I find the relevance of this occasion that we need to honor, because people have fought for it, for the U.S. government to recognize that October will be designated as a Filipino-American History Month in the whole country.
Amazing. Maybe you answered it. Why is it important to be a part of the Filipino-American History Month in Georgia?
As an immigrant, I value representation and civic engagement. This is the country that I have pledged allegiance to now as a naturalized U.S. citizen, and I wanted my younger generations to benefit from what the leaders of today are doing, from what the sharing of our resource persons are trying to explore and convey that message of the Filipino history in the context of immigrants especially. So I wanted my kids to benefit from this if they're able to watch, and their next generations to watch this documentary. This is the benefit for them. And engaging the Filipino Americans in the civic life, it's very, very, very important to me. And today is another historic day that we're going to listen to resource persons and highlight especially part of the society that we are and how we are thriving as a community in the state of Georgia.
Perfect. Can you say your name and then spell it?
My name is Josephine, Josephine. Arjo is my nickname, Turner, Turner.
And then you said who you're with already, right?
Yes.
Okay, we're good. Yay, great job.
You're gonna edit that and part of
Yeah.
it. It's just like,
For sure.
you will just be getting bits and pieces
Done.
of it.
She's in Canada, right? Oh, I know what college we met Nika. She's
Some personal thoughts is I arrived in Atlanta in 2003, and I slowly came to be active in the Philippine community. I was going home to North Carolina every weekend then before my husband passed away, but when he passed away, I started getting more involved in the Philippine community. And it was Consul who actually encouraged me, because I made a call and said, we have an event, an international event in Social Security, and Philippines is the only country that's not represented. So he says, call Tony Daya, go, whatever. So that's the start of my involvement. And ever since that time, he has been my personal advisor and still is my advisor in all the community engagements that I do. So maraming salamat po, Consul. He is the father of our community. So, and then I would encourage you all to continue engaging in our community, because especially you young folks, you are our future leaders. So enjoy, and we'll see you back in the other room, but finish your lunch. Maraming salamat po for being here. Thank you.
I will speak because Big Romero told me it's not allowed to bring your food there. So write down your name on your, if it's not, bring some you say, and then leave it here because we're not allowed to bring it.
Vic, you want to say something? You want to say something? You want to answer the question?
You people are special because you could have stayed home, gone to the park, or done whatever, but you came here to learn more about your Filipino culture and develop your heritage and share it with the younger people around you. Give yourself an applause. So, keep it up. In the presentation later today, you will learn about how the early Filipinos came to the United States, and I'm sorry to tell you, it's not a happy story, it's a sad story, but it's important to know.
Yes.
Yes.
Hey.
All right. We got a slide.
Happy birthday.
Can
Thank
you
you.
take a picture while she's got
Salamat guys. Thank you. Let me see.
picture taking, tapping the shade.
And go ahead and tell us who you are, spell your name, and then tell us who you're with.
Okay, yes, my name is Naira Alamia, Naira, and last name is Alamia, Alamilla. That's my married name. My maiden name is Naira Bernardo, Bernardo. So that's the Filipino last name.
And who are you here with?
I am here with for a couple of my businesses, and then also representing the Philippine American Chamber of Commerce of Georgia.
Yay. And why is it important to be a part of FAHM?
So it is important for me because this is a representation. I did my bachelor's degree in Asian American Studies, and representation for Filipinos not there. So this is part of the history that we're making. We have to come out and represent.
Any other messages that you want to give?
So no, for Filipinos, I just want them to get out of their shell. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm doing a lot of things that's outside of my comfort level. I don't like to be out talking to people like this. And so this is a way for me to get out of my comfort zone, to grow as an immigrant in the United States, particularly in Georgia. We need representation, especially in the states where are not visible.
Perfect. That's it.
Okay, thank you.
So say your name and spell it.
Okay. I'm Janet Blocky, and it's spelled Janit. It's spelled different.
Mm-hmm.
And Blocky is Plocki.
Okay. And go ahead and say your name and which group you're with.
Okay. My name is Janet Blocky, and I am the president of the Mayan FAHM Organization of Middle Georgia. We are here today to celebrate and feel the spirit of Filipino American Heritage Month. Thank you for being here today, and thank you guys for taking care of our heritage. I love being Filipino.
And,
Mabuhay.
yeah. And then why is it important to be a part of Filipino American History Month?
It is important for me and to my team because I don't want to vanish our traditional culture and heritage. I want this to turn it over from generation to generation. And I'm very one proud Filipino mom, immigrants, and I am thankful and blessed being here in United States of America and being proud Filipino. Thank you.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, that's it. Spell it.
My name is April Ripley, April, just like the month. Last name is Ripley, R-I-P like peanut butter, L-E-Y, as in Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Okay.
Relation, yes. How far back? A little far.
Right. And we'll do it again, and
Okay.
so you'll just say your name and who you're representing.
Okay. Hello, my name is April Ripley, and I am representing the Premier Image, which is my consultant company, and also representing Word of Life Ministries International, which is an NGO in special consultative status with ECOSOC at the United Nations. And I'm excited to be here for the celebration of Filipino Heritage Month. You know, our world is a global world made up of many different cultures and peoples. And it's important that we come together. Dr. King described this as an inescapable network of mutuality tied by a single garment of destiny that what affects one affects the other because we live in a world house. And it's important for us as global citizens to learn, to explore, to discover, to seek to understand culture. Culture which is made up not just of language, but of food, of music, of dance, of history. And the history, whether it is good or maybe it was a challenge that brought us to the point that we are. It's important because it brings us together as a people, as a global community. So I am honored to be a part of the celebration, to celebrate Filipino heritage, and to all of my Filipino family, I say, happy, happy Filipino Day. How do you say?
It's Filipino History Month.
Okay, okay.
The heritage is May.
It's History Month.
It's the Filipino
Okay,
American.
so I'll say, okay, so I'll say it again. Okay, yeah, no, that's fine, that's fine. I want to say it's history.
Filipino American History Month.
Okay.
It is celebrated all over the USA.
On today,
In the
okay.
state of Georgia, we have a proclamation, so we've been doing it for
Filipino American History Month. Okay, okay,
That is
okay.
Everything else is.
Okay.
Everything else, what you said is perfect.
Okay,
So,
well, I'll do it and he could probably white flash it if you want.
I'll be able to.
Yeah, he'll do it,
I
okay.
can already see some of the B-roll going over.
Okay, sure.
Some of the great things you were saying.
Okay, great, thanks.
Yeah.
So I am excited and honored to have the privilege to celebrate Filipino American History Month here in the state of Georgia. And so to all of my Filipino American family, I say Happy History Month. And may you continue to grow as a community, and may the impact that your service and culture has had on the world continue to flourish.
Perfect.
Hey.
because he can do the
Go ahead, HCG. Go ahead.
Hello, my name is Raul Donato. I'm the Philippine Honorary Consul General of the Philippines here in Georgia and the surrounding Southeast. Everybody calls me Bray, so that's my nickname in the area that we're in right now. October is a very special month for the Filipino American community all over the United States because it is the month that we celebrate the Filipino American History Month. And what does that mean? Well, it means that we go back in history to find out how we came to the United States, and I understand that the month and date of the influx of immigrants from the Philippines to the United States started in California, in Morro Bay, California, if I'm not mistaken, in last many years ago, 432 years ago, October 18, 1585, I believe that's the date. So we celebrate that event and we move forward to where we are in 2022. And this is where we are today. And then hopefully we move forward to where we want to go in the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Here in Georgia, our Filipino American groups are very active, and I'm so happy that they're so active. A lot of members of the community are always propagating the culture, the education of where we originally came from. And it's a great aspect to have when you are a member of the group that migrated here almost 450 years ago. So this is where we are, and I just wanted to extend my greetings to the Filipino American community, and their extended families, their children, their grandchildren. And of course, the governor of the state of Georgia normally proclaims this month as the Filipino American History Month. And I think Arjo is here to help me, and I will just show you. This is the proclamation by the governor of Georgia, the Honorable Brian Kemp, that has issued this proclamation, which we're going to read today in the celebration and commemoration of the event this afternoon. Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure. Maraming salamat po. God bless. Thank you.
Perfect, Consul.
Your name is, maybe spell the family name?
Oh.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm Bruce Cooper.
And my name is Jenny Cooper, and this is our daughter Samantha Cooper. And this is the first time for us celebrating or being inactive to be part of the Filipino American History Month, which is celebrated in the United States for many years. But this is very historic for us because this is the first time, and my husband also. I'm so nervous. He's very excited. Likewise, my daughter Samantha, and we brought our family and friends here to see the event, and they're also excited to be part of it. And my husband can tell you how they feel.
Well, this is like a new adventure, a new frontier of understanding of more of the Filipino-American, the relationship that we have, because there's so many Filipinos here, and there's so much contributions now that Philippines are contributing to this country. So, and that's going to be a big history, and I think as time goes on, it's going to be even bigger. So I won't be surprised that, in the next 20 years, there may be someone running for president that's a Filipino. So I won't be surprised.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you.
Thank you. That's it. He will
Other than the
edit it.
cup that was not
That's
found.
fine.
Okay,
Okay, go ahead.
now? Okay, my name is Brian Rodriguez, BRIAN RODRIGUEZ.
Okay. And let's do, so go ahead and say, you can do your formal greeting and say your name and who you're with.
Okay. Hi, my name is Brian Rodriguez. I'm the assistant manager in the Asheville Social Security Office in North Carolina. Wait, what am I supposed to say?
You said it. You said it.
I'm getting camera ready.
You said it. Yeah. So just you can do it one more time. You can say your name and who you're with, and
Who
then
I'm
stop
with.
there, and just like who you're with.
Okay.
Yeah. Which
And then stop.
And
Okay.
then stop. And then I'll give you the next question.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. Hi, I'm Brian Rodriguez. I'm the assistant district manager with the Social Security Administration in Asheville, North Carolina.
Perfect. All right. Tell us why is it important to be a part of Filipino American History Month?
It's important to be a part of Filipino History Month for the preservation of our culture and to be a part of the table with the United States.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I would like for everybody to stand up for the national anthems, and I would like to call on Tia Valencia.
To be celebrated here in the U.S. Cool. All right. Awesome.
She's gonna sing. Yeah.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Bayang magiliw, pelas ng silanganan, alab ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiting, sa manlulupig, di ka pa sisiil, sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong bughaw. May dilag ang tula at awit sa padlaya minamahal. Ang kislap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na namimiling. Ang bituin at aram niya kailan pa may di magdidilim. Lupa ng araw ng luwalhati pagsinta, buhay ay langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya na pag may mag-aapi, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Thank you. May I now sit down? Maraming salamat, Pia. That was very outstanding. Let's give her another round of applause. So before I turn this over to Mr. Mike Salpeter, I'm sorry. I would like to give you a few comments. Good afternoon and welcome to the 4th annual October celebration of the Filipino American History Month in Georgia. I am deeply grateful for your presence today to participate in this important celebration. It is heartwarming to see us all come together as a solid community to give tribute to those who came before us and made significant contributions to this great country we now call home. October is Filipino American History Month for several reasons. First, the earliest documented evidence of Filipino presence in the United States occurred on October 18th, 1587, when mariners called Luzon's Indios under the Spanish command landed in Morro Bay, California. Second, in 1992, the first Filipino-American History Month was established by a resolution of the Filipino-American Historical Society, FANS. Third, in 2009, the United States Senate and Congress proclaimed October as the Filipino-American History Month. And in 2015 and 2016, President Barack Obama officially recognized October as a Filipino-American History Month. Today's symposium is the 4th of a series of 5. Does it sound okay?
Yeah.
4th of a series of 5 FAHM events this year, namely Sariling Tugtugin, Himig at Sayaw, which was in October 8th at 2 o'clock, led by Marites Paliser and the Philippine-American FAHM Association of Greater Atlanta. Second is the Celebration of Faith, which was in October 5th, led by Lenny Estacia and Nanette Guerrero. And third, the first ever Philippine Philippine American Chamber of Commerce Sari-Sari Market, which was very successful. And today's symposium, Filipino Americans Making History in Georgia, led by Galing Foundation. And fifth, Paskong Filipinos Atlanta, led by Maria Isabel Thompson and Galing Foundation, which is going to be next Saturday, the 29th. So I'm grateful to all the leads of these events, and all of these events are all under the Filipino community umbrella, led by different Filipino leaders. I am very pleased to witness that we all can come together and unite as one Filipino to honor our immigration stories, culture, and heritage. FAHM's mission, as you know, is to recognize our early Filipino settlers, their history and contributions, and to ensure that our younger generation know our history. Can you hear me in the back? Yes. Okay. Seems like it's cutting off from here. We continue to move forward in educating our youth. Is that working? Okay. So we continue to move forward in educating and engaging our youth. More importantly, we continue to provide an opportunity for all Americans to learn and appreciate Filipino Americans and our historic contributions to the United States. Our theme this year is Filipino Americans Making History in Georgia. Yes, we are making history. The Filipino food movement in Atlanta has taken Georgia by storm. Small businesses continue to grow and expand, and our youth group is engaged. I am excited to hear from our business leaders and the young generation, Filipinos, our future leaders. I say that again, our future leaders. Getting our younger generation engaged in our history, current events, and knowing their vision will ensure that Filipino-American history will continue in years to come. This is every Filipino Georgia leader's dream. We are indeed Filipino-Americans making history in Georgia. On behalf of Galing Foundation and the 2022 FAHM Committee, thank you from the bottom of my heart. God bless and mabuhay. Maraming salamat po. So, since I am the MC, I am going to call on Mike Sapulter of Alpharetta Public Library, and it will be followed by Sofia Lonsanida, FSA President, to do the proclamation. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Again, I'm Mike Salpeter, Assistant Manager here. I just want to welcome you all. We're thrilled to have you here. It's been a pleasure to work with Tony and her group to get this, provide this venue for you. And I want to congratulate you on Filipino History Month and all the events and the information that will come today. And I wouldn't be complete if I didn't put in a little plug for the library. So if you're a Fulton County resident, please come see us at the information desk. Get your free library card. We're happy to assist you in your library needs. Okay, so once again, congratulations, and please come see us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Once again, I'm Sofia Lonsanida, Kennesaw State's FSA's president. And today I'll be reading a proclamation written by our Governor, Brian Kemp.
Someone turn it up.
Yeah.
Can't hear very well. You can tell them to turn
Filipino
it up.
Americans make up one of the largest Asian American ethnic groups in the United States today. And the earliest documented evidence of Filipinos in continental United States occurred in October 18, 1587, when mariners called Luzones Indios under Spanish command landed in Morro Bay, California. And during World War II, more than 260,000 Filipinos and Filipino-American soldiers answered to the call to action and bravely served and sacrificed under the American flag. The Filipino veterans of World War II Congressional Gold Medal Act unanimously passed through Congress and was signed into law in December of 2016. And Georgia is home to more than 47,406 Filipino Americans who greatly contribute to the multifaceted fabric of our society through their service in the armed forces, skills and expertise as medical and healthcare professionals, scientists, entrepreneurs, accountants, educators, lawyers, and their participation in public offices, civic affairs, economy, and the community life. And the contributions of Filipino American have enhanced the freedom, prosperity, and greatness that America continues to enjoy today. And the customs and traditions of Filipino Americans are respected and celebrated as part of the rich history of our state and nation. Now I, Brian P. Kemp, Governor of the State of Georgia, do hereby proclaim October 2022 as Filipino American History Month in Georgia. In witness thereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the Executive Department to be affixed this 20th day of July in the year of our Lord, 2022.
Thank you, Sophia. Now, please help me welcome our very own Honorary Consul Ray Donato to give us some greetings, followed by Galing Foundation's Executive Director, Tony Dialutgers, to give to us the Philippine Ambassador's message. Consul?
Ay, magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Good afternoon, everybody. It's so nice to see all of you here this afternoon or early or late this morning to celebrate the occasion that we are celebrating today and the whole month of October. But first of all, I would like to thank the volunteers that are here today, especially the group from Galing Foundation, Ms. Tony Daya Ludgers and her group, plus the other organizations that have put all these celebrations together this month. It's really amazing to me that in this busy world that we live in, that we have time to put things together, get the public library to donate their time and their venues for us to celebrate, put all the programs together. And as a matter of fact, this afternoon or late mid-afternoon, even sing a happy birthday to me personally, which was so warm and nice to hear that. So thank you for all of that. I was in Washington, D.C. about a week and a half ago and had dinner with the Philippine Ambassador Romualdez. So we were chatting about, all the events of the world, the new administration of President Marcos. They were in New York for about a week attending the United Nations conference. So the ambassador was with President Marcos for a week. Together with their business delegations, discussing so many topics that our country, our mother country, is going to go through the administration for another 6 years. I did extend to the ambassador greetings from the Filipino American communities of Georgia, and I told the ambassador, Mr. Ambassador, we're waiting for you to come to Georgia. He's never been to Georgia. He promised me he will come here. So when he comes here, I will advise the community and we can give him a welcome, a proper Southern welcome to come to Georgia. When will that be? It'll probably be next year, hopefully. Anyway, as Winston Churchill once said, if you want to see what the future is, you need to go back deeply into the past, into the history of the past. Then you have a better view of what the future is all about. October 18, 1597 or 98 was the first immigration of Filipino Americans to the United States, and as was stated, in Morro, California. I don't even know where Morro, California is. I don't know if it's Southern California or Northern California. I need to check on that. But that was 430 odd years ago. So if we look back 430 years ago, I would assume the Filipino Americans who migrated here were beautiful people. Because now, in 2022, I look at all of you, all of us, and we're still beautiful people. Charming, witty, friendly. And I can see that in all my communications with the volunteers here, with the groups, and in my experience for the past many years. So if we go forward, I got news for you. You will all continue to be beautiful, more so in the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years, including your children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren. So hoorah to all of you. Look at the past, look at the present, and look at the future. But in saying that, we look at the achievements that we have gloriously achieved during those 430 years that we are here. We have excelled in many, many ways, particularly in this country. Our medical group is very well known now in the United States. Our educational group, we have a lot of teachers in the United States. We have a lot of nurses into the medical industry here. We have a lot of technological people that are involved. As you know, the Philippines now is #1 in the what they call the call center operations, which is more sophisticated. And we have a whole bunch of Filipinos at Delta Airlines here in Georgia doing the software of Delta with the Philippine call centers in the Philippines. So we have advanced, our community has advanced in many, many ways to where we are at this moment and to where we're going in the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years. That's an amazing feat. And I pay tribute to the volunteers that give their time to do these events, because it's a lot of time. I mean, today is Saturday. I'm sure most of you would like to go to the parks, would like to go to the movies, would like to be with your families, having barbecue in this beautiful weather, going to the library, looking at books. But no, you choose to select the volunteers and the attendees to come here to celebrate our heritage. And I thank you for that. So to go forward, we have to teach our children, our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren to continue the legacy of what was started 432 years ago. And I think that's the message
that we would like, or I would like, to advise to you or to tell you as a personal comment on my side. The Filipino-American History Month in October is celebrated nationwide, and here in Georgia, we are celebrating it this month to honor us, you, your family, your friends, and everyone else that has a relationship with our mother country, the Philippines. And again, I pay tribute to the volunteers that are doing this at their own time. It's really amazing for me to see these people so active. And I do thank them for all these events that are coming through in October and in the many months of every year that we go through. So congratulations to all of you. Congratulations to our heritage of being Filipino Americans. And God bless all of you. Maraming salamat po. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Consul Donato. Ms. Jane Rowland, Chair of Filipino American History Month. Let's give her a round of applause for this so much hard work put together, and of course bringing together volunteers like you and me. And so we sincerely appreciate you, your leadership. And of course to all the many leaders in this room, maraming salamat po. I'm here to read to you the message from the embassy from Jose Manuel Romualdez. The Embassy of the Republic of the Philippines in Washington, D.C. joins the Filipino-American community in Georgia in celebrating Filipino-American History Month in October 2022. This year's theme, Filipino-Americans Making History in Georgia, recognizes the role of Filipino-Americans in bringing progress to both the Philippines and the United States. Georgia is home to more than 47,406 Filipino Americans, and we are proud and grateful that their collective contribution to their community has been recognized by proclaiming the month of October as Filipino American History Month. We are confident that the Filipino American community in Georgia will continue to thrive and be further empowered in the years to come, and further raise the profile of the Filipino Americans throughout the United States. We take this opportunity to thank the Lee Foundation Incorporated and the Filipino American History Month Planning Committee 2022 for its commitment and dedication in organizing this month's celebration. Guided by the thrust of the Philippine President Ferdinand Romualdez Marcos Jr. to unite and bring our nation to greater heights, the Embassy and the Consulates General in the United States look forward to working with the Filipino-American community in Georgia in pursuing our common aspirations for our people. I wish you a successful and meaningful celebration. Maraming salamat at mabuhay. Signed by Jose Manuel G. Romualdez, Ambassador. Maraming salamat. Enjoy this afternoon's program.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, I am so proud and excited to present to you a cultural dance performance from our sister Filipino American Association in Warner Robins, which is the Mayan of Middle Georgia. Take it away.
Are they going to move the podium first?
Yes.
Okay.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Romania, and this is the Mayan Filipino-American Organization of Middle Georgia, and we are presenting Salakot dance today. Who here knows what is Salakot? Yay! Okay, well, Salakot is a traditional lightweight headgear from the Philippines used for protection against the sun and rain. So it is commonly used by farmers. They are usually a dome shape or cone shape and can range in size from having very wide brims to being almost helmet-like. They are made from various materials including bamboo, rattan, nito ferns, and bottle gourd. The tip of the crown commonly has a spike or knob finial made of metal or wood. It is held in place by an inner headband and a chin strap. It is a direct precursor to the pith helmet widely used by the European military forces in the colonial area. Please welcome the performers, Ms. Janet Plocky, Ms. Hermania McMahon, Romania, Mona Lisa Terrell, and Pepaler, and Liz Arnold.
Nothing?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Alright, maraming salamat po mga kapatid sa Damayan at Middle Georgia. Yung po ang tinatawag nating sumasayaw behind the scenes. But so sorry about that. I'm glad we were able to figure it out after a few minutes. Ngayon po, an exciting part is now we're gonna get serious about the history. So I would like to present to you challenge and responses, Filipino-American migration in the United States, and I'm so proud and pleased to present to you our very own Vic Romero. All I can say is he's great. He's a big brother to me. He's a great community leader. And what else can I say? Please give him a round of applause and welcome Vic Romero.
Maraming salamat, Jane. Give a Filipino a challenge. What do you get? A response. A response. From the very beginning, from the time our first ancestors, the Austronesian ancestors, came into Luzon, 4000 BCE, until today, Filipinos have been thrown challenges, and we have always replied with a response. That is the theme of the history, that is the narrative of the history of Filipinos through the centuries. And today we will, excuse me, we will see in some detail, obviously. This is an overview of the history of the earliest Filipinos in America. We will see about 40 minutes worth of video, and since they give me an hour, we have about 20 minutes worth of discussion, because it's important to have discussion. Pardon me for doing this first, but it's obligations.
Amy Burns.
Sorry, let's go back.
Hold on. Let's pause it. Pause it. Okay.
This presentation has been brought to you with financial support of Dustin Baker, Bruno Bray, Amy Burns, June Caldas, Lilith Elliott,
That's why we're testing
Lydia
this.
Hudson.
Yeah. Now you know we're doing this first because it's a technical test. It was working when laptop HDMI.
Here, I'm gonna switch it and I'll go back to it.
Settings.
Maybe she got the tech guy.
The tech guy.
Yeah.
Here, try this. And duplicate that.
I can't see that the projector's on.
The projector's, is it on? Salamat po sa inyong pasensya.
It's okay. Has been brought to you with the financial support of
Estelita Antoine,
Dustin Baker,
Lauren Beebe,
Berna Bray,
Lorna Buntichai,
Amy Burns,
Grace de Guzman,
June Canlas,
Gloria de la Cruz,
Lilith Elliott,
Luisa Gabo,
Lilia Hagler,
Mylene James,
Nati Laputa,
Norma Lomboy,
Flor Ongkiko,
Tessie Osiris,
Lilibeth Perez,
Pam Peterman,
Robert Peterman,
Grace Forget,
Gloria Sabignano,
Nene Sagalo,
Menchi Santiago,
Vinette Smith,
Venus Soriano,
Linda Pellinger,
Elsie Vidalas,
Beth Villanueva,
Dylan Villaria.
It's okay. Yay.
Is that part of your thing?
No.
How do I get rid of it?
Luzones
I'm trying to
Indians.
get rid of it.
There are 4.2 million Filipinos in the United States as of 2019.
Do most people know when Filipinos started coming to the U.S.?
Filipinos didn't start coming to the U.S. in numbers until the first Filipinos came to work in the sugarcane plantations in Hawaii in 1906. But the first Filipinos to set foot on American soil came much earlier in 1587.
Yes, they were crewmen. Wait a minute. What's the narrative of the first Filipinos in America doing in an archive in Spain?
Remember that the Philippines was a colony of Spain for 333 years, from 1565 to 1898. And so a big part of the history of the Philippines is written in the Spanish language and is kept in the archives in Spain.
2 points. Microphone.
Morro Bay, we don't know, well, we know where Morro Bay is in California, but in the record of Unamuno, he does not mention exactly where Port San Lucas was. He called the place Port San Lucas because it happened on the day of St. Luke, which was just the 18th. That was your birthday. Your name should be Luke. So anyway, I actually, on Atlanta Pinoy, I published today was the day when the first Filipinos landed on California. But, so 2 points, very important point. History should be evidence-based. Now, so the Filipinos in California, the Filipino-American National Historical Society, they decided on Morro Bay to be, oh, this is where they landed. Okay, they have half a point. Okay, we don't know exactly where Port San Lucas was from history. But on the other hand, we had to have a place to remember. So what they should have done, which I don't think they did, they should have said, we don't know exactly where Unamuno and the Luzon Indians landed, but we will just, for the sake of remembering that event, we will place it here. We will choose Morro Bay as the place. So that's just to be precise. So they are not exactly right, they're not exactly wrong, because you got it, enough words. Number 2, you will hear a lot on the internet that the Filipinos came to the United States before the Pilgrims of Mayflower. Reaction? Comments? Reaction? True. What is the difference between those Luzon Indians and the Pilgrims? Any? Please, stand up and speak out loud.
Well, one was on the west, and the other side is where colonial America was established. So
Great, geography. Another one, more important. Please.
One were settlers, they stayed and made a colony. The other one, they would probably...
Say that again, that is too important. Please stand up and say that out loud for everybody to understand and comprehend.
One wanted to come there and stayed and became a colony, right? They were settlers. And the others were conscripts, people that were working with Spanish and moved on, didn't stick around.
Exactly. The Pilgrims stayed. The Luzon Indians didn't. It's very important. I know we Filipinos, a lot of people are like that, a lot of Asians, we need recognition because this world has been white-oriented, it has been Caucasian-oriented, and we Filipinos, we need recognition. I agree, we should be proud of our accomplishments, but that is not one of our accomplishments. Landing on the California coast, happenstance, comparing that to the pilgrims who came deliberately and stayed. There's a big difference, okay? We should be proud, we're Filipino, but we should be proud of the correct things, not circumstantial, because look at that, I mean, so easily.
And the pilgrims also, we celebrated Thanksgiving.
I'm sorry, say that again, please.
The pilgrims were the English settlers, and we first celebrated Thanksgiving for them.
Right. The pilgrims celebrated Thanksgiving. So,
and I think they came here for different reasons.
correct. The pilgrims stayed. They came to stay because of religion. They came to stay. The Luzon Indians, it was happenstance. Now, the Filipinos who came much later than, like as you will see, we came to stay. Okay, so I don't want us here bragging. Filipinos are bragging that they came before the pilgrims. That is not something to brag about, Filipinos. What's something to brag about is what we did with our effort. Okay, and you will see we have a lot to be proud of. The technician is not here. We're trying to get rid of that 112 because that's not part of the presentation. The time is precious, so we'll... Comments? What do you take away from there? They sent money home to the Philippines. Isn't that amazing? They weren't just struck by that, oh my God, like their life was so hard, and there they were. They couldn't even let their women live there comfortably, and they were sending money to the Philippines. What does that say about Filipinos? What does that say about you? Family-oriented. Their life was easy, yes?
They like shrimp.
They like shrimp. They like shrimp. Was their life easy? No. What does that tell you about Filipinos? Hardy, resilient.
They also brought their skills with them.
They brought their skills with them. They made bagoong.
They're the one who invented
Yung sun-dried shrimp, that's EB.
Kinilaw.
EB. I saw they are exporting the sun-dried shrimp.
Oh my
We called
God.
it EB.
Spell.
HIDI.
HIDI.
So we didn't know.
Dried
See.
shrimp.
They did not light their fires. Why? Matipid. Matipid ang mga Pilipino. Matipid.
They invented kinilaw.
Kinilaw. They invented kinilaw. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Did you notice that? They were eating
Raw fish and vinegar. Season with vinegar, raw fish.
I bet you, I'm not a betting man, but I'll bet you $1. When you studied history, you didn't see this. See, the way I do history, I portray the lives of the ordinary man. Or in my mind, history is not about kings, generals, presidents, and so on. In my mind, history is about the lives of the ordinary people. My question is, how did they live? See, you saw how they lived. They ate raw fish with vinegar and oil. What else do you remember?
They don't get sick.
They were strong. They were strong. What does that say about Filipinas? Strong, matipid. As Consuelo said, you want to see what is going to be in the future. You look in the past. So how do you make history relevant? You let people today see in the past the present. Any more reaction?
Very simplistic. They can live off of basic ingredients or simple life. Yeah, it's a simple life.
What else? Something very important.
They're assimilated and very adaptable.
But could you see that from the evidence? Did they assimilate? They actually isolated themselves. Okay. Whatever you construe from history must be evidence-based. Oh God, I just forgot a very important thought. Be protective of the women. What else?
I would say if it's true that they actually used the boats to come after the trade has been stopped, then I would say Philippines Filipinos are opportunistic that way.
Opportunistic, they take advantage, yes, yes. They probably jump ship. What's one of the mottos of the Filipinos? You gotta do what you gotta do. Oh God, I'm so sorry. I had a thought, a very important thought, and I lost it. Yes, ma'am.
They never give up. You know, what happened when the village was hit by hurricane, so they moved to a different place and started over.
Yeah, resilient.
Thank you. I got that thought. What else do you see from there? Maybe you didn't catch the thing.
They kind of stick together, and then they named the place Manila.
Manila na.
To remind them of where they came from.
They love their country.
Yeah, they look back.
What did they do on stormy nights? You didn't catch that probably. It went too fast. They gambled. Are they Filipino? Are they Filipino? Monte. Did you catch that?
Yes.
See, I don't know what Monte is. So a lot of people don't know what Monte is. So it went over their head. But if you know what Monte is like, he's probably a gambler. So anyway, so Filipinos is not just hardship. No matter how hard their life is, they find entertainment. Who noticed that all the men were wearing suits?
We're just talking about it.
Great minds think alike.
Yeah.
Man, look at us. How many are wearing suits now? I mean, okay. But Filipinos at that time, these guys were picking asparagus and canning salmon, and they were wearing suits. And they're not all Kapampangan either. You know about Kapampangan. Kapampangan is maarte. Okay. Okay. Excuse you. I can say that I'm half Kapampangan. So anyway, what did you get from that? What? Come on. What are Filipinos? Dignified.
They look very tireless.
Respectable? Okay. Come on, was their life easy? How much were the sacadas paid? When I saw this, oh my God, they got $20 a month. They worked 6 days, 10 to 12 hours, and the only holiday was Sunday and legal holidays. Hey, $20 a month was less than $1 a day. Exploited, abused.
But yeah, why were the Filipinos? I mean, they were even paid less than the Chinese, they said. And
Right. Okay. Thank you. The reason the Hawaiian Sugar Planters Association wanted to get Ilocanos, precisely that, because they were fed up with the Chinese and Japanese. So sure, the Chinese and Japanese people. Okay. In the beginning, Chinese. Okay, sugar plantations, and then the Chinese were complaining. Fine, Japanese. They were complaining. So the Caucasian sugar planters said, "Oh, we're tired of you guys. We have a new territory now. The Philippines is now a U.S. territory, so we're going to get Filipinos." The Ilocanos are very, so they got them. The Ilocanos did not know what they were getting into. 14 years old, 56. Did you notice the whole family? Whatever. Lenny asked me, do we know the names of the first Filipino immigrants? You know, like in hell they say, who was the zero patient? Where did COVID come from or something? Where was the number one, the first Filipino immigrant? He was one of those 15. We don't know exactly who, but it's one of those 15. You don't know how hard because I was doing the research and like, I want to know who they were. I mean, like, when I stumbled upon, oh my God, I even saw like they arrived at 3 p.m. on December 20, exactly the date at 3 p.m. and the day of the ship. There's a great historian, Belinda Aquino. She's old now, I don't even know if she's alive, but so I saw her work. She was a historian of the University of Hawaii, Belinda Aquino. Linda Aquino, a very famous historian, said, oh my God, thank you, Linda. She had the information about the arrival, but she didn't have the name, so I had to look for that somewhere else. Come on, more important stuff about Filipinos. The labor union. The Chinese and Japanese, they could not overcome that discrimination. It was the Filipinos that first organized in Hawaii, and the Chinese and Japanese joined. In the beginning, they didn't. Of course, the Chinese looked down. I'm sorry for saying this. This sounds like a racist remark, but this is my personal impression. The Chinese looked down on us. And fine, they can be proud because they have a 5,000-year history. I mean, like, the Philippines was nothing yet, and they had empires, etc., etc. So that's fine. That's fine. They had their, but they were not able to go against the abuses of the sugar cane planters. It was the Filipinos that first saw. What can you say about Filipinos? Matapang, matapang. But not right away. But not right away. Matagal, mapasensya. How did the Spaniards stay in the Philippines for 333 years? How? The Philippines had, this will be my video for next year. I will ask for your financial support. It took a lot of effort to do this. But there was a lot of rebellions in the Philippines. They did not succeed because they never, we're still, technician, we're still getting that, I want to help, thank you. The Filipinos never put their strengths together and do it at the same time. They were fighting, the Ilocanos would fight, the Kapampangs would fight, the Boholanos had the longest revolt, but they never combined their resources. What is the thing that we Filipinos do not know? It starts with an S. Synergy. What is synergy? Synergy. The whole is greater than the sum of the parts. All the individuals can do something, but when you put them together, they can do even greater than the sum of their parts. Come on, more comments about the Filipinos? Yes?
What would you say about the strength of Filipinos from what you've shown us to today? You give a Filipino like sticks, but he'll be the one that rises above the others, the mistreatment, the ill treatment. They'll be the ones that you'll see thrive above. And then speaking of the Spanish Inquisition all over the world, where else have you seen the Spaniards colonize a country for over 300 years and the Filipinos still speak Tagalog? Compared to South America, Mexico, the colonies were taken over with the Spanish language. The indigenous had to, really fight, if not been wiped out. But in the Philippines, we're the Spanish colony, we carry the names, and yet our traditions overcame.
Very good point. That is out of topic, but I will answer it because it's very important. Okay, first thing, the Spanish colonists were cruel, but they were not cruel in the Philippines as they were in South America. They were more cruel if you read your history wisely. The independent Caucasian American historians will say the Spanish were cruel in South America, killing. They were more lenient in the Philippines, number one. Number two, what was the thing you said? Why did we not learn Spanish? The Spanish kings, decree after decree after decree, they told the friars, teach the Filipinos who speak Spanish, teach them. The friars never did. For several reasons. Number one, first reason, the king never provided the money. Number one. And then when he provided the money, the friars couldn't do it. There was only one friar, there's only one Spaniard in every pueblo in the Philippines. Why do you speak, why is it that only in Cavite and in Zamboanga do they continue to speak a variant of Spanish, which is Chavacano? Because the Spaniards were only allowed in Manila, in Cavite, and in Zamboanga. So that's the only three places where Spanish was learned by the Filipinos. Everywhere else, Spaniards were not allowed in the towns. There was only exactly one Spaniard in the towns, the friar. And the friar could not possibly, he would say mass, he would do baptisms, funerals, and teach Spanish. Excuse me, Senor Majestad, we cannot do that. So they actually didn't want to do that, but they couldn't do it anyway. So more reaction. I want you to think about the characteristics of Filipinos and how they lived. And any more? Yes. No females. Oh my God, you don't expect females to be cutting cane and...
Yeah, I think that was because they were, they're trying to get all the manpower to come to be exploited, right? And so women were left in the Philippines.
Yeah, but okay, thank you. There were no women, but so now you ask why? Sugarcane, and eventually it was not just sugarcane, they also did pineapple. That's very hard work. There's no way women can do that kind of work. I mean, they could probably have done the salmon
Canning.
Cutting and canning. Oh, so next time you eat salmon from a can, think of the Filipinos who... Yes?
Yeah, I'm from Zamboanga, but we don't really speak the Spanish totally.
Right, it's Chavacano.
It's a broken Spanish.
Yes.
We call it Creole.
Yeah, yes.
It's a mixture of
Yes,
everything.
yes, yeah. All of us know Bibi O'Connor, and she's like.
Sakada really originally named for people who are low income.
Sakada?
Yeah, Sakada means that people.
If you are from the Philippines and you say Sakada, you would think of Negros Occidental right away. Yes, Negros Occidental, sugar, Sakada. Sakada actually comes from a Spanish word, sacar, which is to gather, sacar.
Sakada.
Si voy a sacar tu foto. Okay. More comments about the life of Filipinos? Very hard, yes.
They were very tireless. They followed where the work opportunity was.
Tireless. They went where the work was. Like, she came to Atlanta. Please welcome her. She is please stand up, introduce yourselves. They're new. They're in Alberta. They just happened to come to the library.
We were returning a book and.
Welcome. Please introduce them to people here in Alpharetta. I'm not anywhere near Alpharetta, but okay.
Talk to you later.
Okay. All right. Any more comments on Act 4?
Filipinos fight for their rights.
Filipinos fight for their rights. Yes, ma'am.
My dad is from Taiwan, and he met my mom in 1954. They got married in 1958. My mom's best girlfriend, she was also a nurse. She met a Filipino guy, and he was studying to be a dentist. My dad was studying to be anesthesiologist. So they all got married about the same time. My mom and my dad were allowed to get in Maryland, but Maryland, the state of Maryland, did not allow Filipinos to marry Americans. So they had to drive to Washington, D.C. And so, yeah, my mom and dad were shocked. And it's like, I'm from Taiwan. What's the difference? It's 500 miles. And so, but Americans saw it as different. There were different laws for marriage.
Thank you for bringing this up. Actually, the history of Filipinos in America has a lot more than this, and this is obviously there was not enough time to do it. But there was a series of laws. You know how like Filipino men can be playboys, and they know how to charm women. So at one time, all these Filipinos, their only day off was Sunday. So they would go to the dance halls, and there were these Caucasian women, and so these Filipino men would ask the Caucasian women to dance, and the Caucasians didn't like that. So there was a law in California that said, okay, Filipinos, you cannot marry Americans, you cannot marry whites. There was all sorts of laws. Filipinos, you cannot own property. So there were all sorts of laws that discriminated against Filipinos. I mean, like, there was one time when there was a law that said Orientals could not, because they were targeting the Chinese and Japanese. And Filipinos said, we're not Orientals, we're Asian Pacific Islanders. So anyway, that's another, there's a lot more material. I obviously stopped around 1940, 1965, 70. But I thought this was very important for us to learn within the time that allowed. I was allowed 1 hour, so there you get your 1 hour of food. Yes, ma'am?
How do we get access to this if we want other people?
I'll put it on YouTube.
Okay.
There is benefit to this discussion, don't you think?
Yes.
Okay, because if you just view it, you will not be prompted by this kind of discussion. There's a lot of ideas coming from you guys. That is why, and you know, so the big questions now, how are those Filipinos from that time like us? How are we different from them? See, a lot of Filipinos do not know, a lot of us Filipinos do not know our history. I mean, there's 4,000 Filipinos in Atlanta. I wish they had seen this. When you see this, you will treat other Filipinos better. And unfortunately, that's not the case. So I will put this on YouTube. Feel free to organize watch parties because the discussion is important. The discussion. So well, how did you react to that? What else? What else? Yes, ma'am.
So Filipinos, they don't stay at the bottom.
They don't stay at the bottom.
Yes, like they're very smart people. They make a way of how to do whatever.
Most of them. Most of them.
Well, but based on that video.
Yes. What did you notice? Like, how many of you people live in a town bigger than 7,000? I mean, like, there were 7,000 strikes. That was the asparagus strike was 1939. That just struck me. 7,000. Man, there were some towns that they don't even have 7,000 people, right? And yet there were 7,000 Filipinos on strike in asparagus. How many of you guys eat asparagus?
So now every time you eat asparagus, you will think of those Filipinos that they're harvesting. Another thing was, what was that? In 1932, I forget the number, but there are 45,000 Filipinos in all of the U.S. 29,000 of them were in San Joaquin County. Have you been to Daly City? Yes. Okay, so. Okay, but anyway, more comments, reaction. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Loud.
Sorry. I was going to say that I think a lot of people tend to think that Larry and Cesar kind of just like, oh, like let's work on this together. But correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't it Larry that was kind of more like, no, we need to get this done. Cesar Chavez was like a little more like, oh, maybe we can kind of do it. But wasn't Larry the one that was like, no, we need to do it like this? So it kind of just shows that Filipinos know how to get it done and will do anything they can.
You are exactly right. The national media, they glorify Cesar Chavez. In fact, when I heard of Cesar Chavez first, I didn't hear about Larry Leon. Diana Valera corrected me because Diana Valera lived in California for a long time. So, oh, Tito Vic, in California, the Filipinos know about Larry Leon. That is so nice and good. But you guys living in Georgia, you probably didn't know about Larry Leon, did you? Cesar Chavez. Yes, ma'am.
In terms of like Larry Leon.
Loud, please, loud, so everybody can hear.
Sorry. So in terms of like making sure that Larry was put in textbooks, I still remember like when I was in like elementary school, middle school, high school, his name is in there.
Where did you go to school? What state?
In Canton here, Georgia.
Oh, really? That's nice.
So
That's
his
nice.
name is there. It's just not appreciated as much as Cesar Chavez. Like they say that Cesar is the face of the denial.
Not true. That is true. Larry Leon was the mover. I mean, in fact, he started it. He had to convince, of course, because he had to convince the Mexicans. Otherwise, the Filipinos would not have won. Yes, ma'am.
I believe in 2013, during, I think, a Filipino-American symposium like this, the United Farm Workers Movement of the Mexican side issued an apology to the Filipino-Americans, saying that, like, something about, like, Cesar Chavez putting in the pedestal, but not putting Larry Leon. So,
Well, if that's true, that's good. That's good. Well, it wasn't the Mexicans' fault. It's the national media. It's the national media.
saying, like, we apologize, basically not gonna, yeah, that's what I've heard.
But one thing you have to learn about Filipinos, mahina tayo sa PR. Okay? PR. Yes, ma'am.
Also, like going to the topic of Stockton, for people in here who are part of bonds, you know, with Dr. Yon, rest in peace, I think it's great that for her to be from Stockton and to really talk about the importance of Stockton and to create a group and also that history to, you know, educate people like us, like you said, people in Georgia don't exactly know about the history. So for her to start something and for us to be joining in that conversation and adding on like you are, is super, super important to this PR that you're saying that we don't have, but we're working on.
The Filipino-American National History Month, fans, they are doing a great job. They've been doing a great job from the very beginning. I wish they were more, they spoke with a louder voice. Yes?
I'm going to shout out Miss Dr. Teresa right here. So she's a part of AVID who is like trying to incorporate Asian American history into K-12 in Georgia. So there is work being done just for Asian Americans, but that also includes Filipino Americans. So congratulations. They
Please introduce yourself and tell us what you're doing.
Yeah, my name is Tracy Alviar Martin, Teresa Alviar Martin, and I'm associate professor at Kennesaw State University. Thank you for mentioning it. So I'm part of Asian American Voices for Education, and just today we had professional development sessions with the Gwinnett County Public School teachers. My role is to also, similar to you, Vic, I look at the history of Filipino Americas, but from a decolonial perspective. And today we had 2 sessions on the Spanish-American War and also Larry Leon. But I just wanted to add about the unions and Larry Leon. I think it speaks volumes that Larry, when he collaborated with Cesar Chavez, optics were very important. And I think Larry Leon recognized that Cesar Chavez was more savvy. He was a more palatable person to be the front and to be the front of this organization. And it speaks to the humility of Larry Itliong. He knew that the cause was a greater cause. It's not the leadership that mattered to him, but to get the benefits for the Manongs who were at that time aging. And so that was the more urgent matter, I think. So that humility is really what strikes me about Larry Itliong.
And don't you wish more Filipinos were humble? So here's a good example for us. They called him Seven Fingers because when he was working in the salmon canneries, he cut 2 of his fingers. Yeah. He's from Pangasinan, he's Ilocano. Spoke seven languages. They're languages, they're not dialects. More comments. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, in the education per se, I work also in the school, but somehow your qualification, which you graduated in the Philippines, when you come to work in the school, they somehow don't accept your credentials.
Right.
Yeah. So,
yes.
but and also they doubted.
Yes.
That you work at the university, whereas we have a lot of universities. And so one time I had a problem on that because they only accepted my bachelor's, and then they want to know also that it's really the truth that you have been working at the university and you have these credentials. But then they called the university, and finally they find out that the university was established during the Civil War in 1910, and it was established by the South, the 13th state.
Yeah.
So it was like they were shocked. Well, that was our school. That's part of our school.
Filipinos, you have to be assertive.
Making the school in the Philippines or enhance the
Yes.
educational of the Filipino people, because the Spanish was not really credited for us.
Yes.
Because we don't even like the language. We were not treated so bad, as you said,
Yes.
but we didn't like them. Because when it comes to America, they enhance us and some really establish the education, which is deemed fit for the Filipino people.
Thank you. One piece of trivia, the University of Philippines Medical School is the only foreign medical school that's a member of the Association of American Medical Schools. From the very beginning, the Americans established in the beginning that it was the best medical school, and Philippine General Hospital was the best hospital in all of Asia. But that was then. Okay. Yes, sir. You had a question or a point? You were raising your hand? No more? Okay. Yes, ma'am. And then go.
When I went to the Philippines in 2017 to meet my daughter and bring her back, she's right back there. I'm going to hate what we're saying when you're out. One of the things that I didn't know that they were talking about was in American history, when we hear Magellan, it's kind of a hero. He circumnavigated the globe. And so whenever someone asks me about, oh, your daughter's from the Philippines, you know, what can you tell me about the Philippines? I go, we could tell them the Magellan story, because nobody in America hears that in the American history books. So it's a really interesting way to look at what really happened. So my dad in Taiwan, Chinese came and took over, Japanese came up, they actually did education, but all the small islands, a lot of them were taken over by the British. But all those local histories of what survives, I always wonder, why do the Philippines keep their languages so amazing? Because, and I'm glad you explained that, because a lot of the countries...
The Friars didn't want to do Spanish, yes. The MC is allowed here. I just want to, before I leave the stage, I just want one more time, what are the takeaways from this presentation? Come on.
Filipinos are family-oriented.
Family-oriented.
Resilient.
Resilient. What is resilient? What does resilient mean? That's an 8th grade word. What is resilient? Sorry? Able to withstand hardships and survive. Yes, that's resilient. Come on. What else? They're hardworking. What else? Matalino. Matalino. Matyaga. Masayahin?
Fights for the collective good. Or the
Collective good. Do we still have that?
Yes.
Are the Filipinos and Atlanta united?
Yes.
It's a process. It's a process. Nothing is ever perfect. It's like we're in the process. Okay.
Thank you.